Very much for your passion and your zeal. Let me also recognize your co-director of proceedings, Meneo Linkopan. Thank you very much. Let me gratefully acknowledge the presence of the former President of the Republic, His Excellency, and that is reserved for him. And please use that in relation to him and never use it in relation to me, maybe until I have left. To me, just refer as President or Mr. President. Or if you think you like me enough, just my boy. I thank the former president for many things, but most importantly, he is the person from whom I took the baton of leadership of this country. He handed the baton to me in this relay race that is leadership and the leadership of this country. He had run his course, his part of the race. He had done great things, achieved, set the scene, and when the time came for him to hand over the baton of power, he did so gracefully and honorably, and he therefore, in those regards, deserves the title Honorable. Former President Mokgweetsi Eric Cabbage Masisi, we recognize you, sir. And we love you so. We miss you. Well, thank you very much for being here today. The last time I was here, I was with him. Then I was leader of opposition, and him and I rode in some very massive, I don't know whether it was a tractor or a harvester, and we had some heart-to-heart conversations in that brief period. The troubling thing is this place looks today as it did then, and that's several years ago. The infrastructure isn't any better. In fact, maybe it has gotten a little worse, which is in and of itself not just an indictment, but a challenge to all of us. And here's the target, because I believe in setting targets, some of them seemingly impossible. When we converge here next in 2026, this place must look spectacularly different from how it looks now. I repeat, because in lawyers' Latin, they tell us repetitio mater et studiorum. Repetition makes the bonds of memory stronger. So I repeat. when we meet here next year in 2026, this place must look spectacularly different from how it looks now. Calls on us to improve the infrastructure, the ambience. We must also make it friendly to the little ones who are here. I saw a few of them. We must make it attractive to our children as well, because they learn through observation. And the bug of farming may in fact be implanted in them that way. So we need to bring them here. We need to make it hospitable to them. That was by way of recognizing the former president and thanking him. I appreciate the Acting Minister of Lands and Agriculture, Edwin Dikoloti. Very agile, very focused, results-oriented person. I thank him for the leadership he has provided while holding the fort in the absence of the substantive, the now departed fallen soldier, Dr. Marcus Chimbombi. I saw two ministers here. I saw Ramautwana, Nelson Ramautwana, Minister of Justice and Correctional Services. I'm not sure what the justice here is that impelled him to be here. Maybe some correctional aspect also beckoned, but I thank him for being here. I also see Dr. Stephen Modise, the Minister of Health. You and I have a crisis in our hands, a crisis that sounds in human life and wellness, a crisis we must resolve decisively, radically, in the shortest possible time. You and I are seized with providing answers, and we must provide these answers. And in the coming week, you and I will make some announcements, I believe, that will shock and shake a little bit, so that we arrest the situation. Thank you very, very much. There are assistant ministers here. Soren Taile, Justin Hunyepa. Thank you very much. Members of Parliament who are here, we also appreciate you. I would have loved to see many from the opposition ranks, so that they also participate and offer searing criticisms and incisive critiques of how we are doing things and how they think we could do them better. And we listen, we hear, and we heed. Shorn of all the grandstanding and the political sound bites, there always is some little nugget of rationality, sometimes wisdom, in what each and every individual has to say. And we listen with humility and appreciation that these views, these positions that we espouse, however strongly we hold on to them, can and should be challenged. They are ultimately revisable. And so even when you think you have the whole truth, you may actually have just a fragment of it. And the person you are dismissing with contempt may have the other fragment of the same truth, which you need to put together with yours and build something formidable, not for yourself, but for the country. So we thank those who are here and acknowledge those who may not be here physically, but are following. Former members of Parliament who may be here, we also appreciate you. Permanent Secretary to the President, she sent me through somebody a message telling me I'm actually on leave. It was shocking. I got shocked, I was startled. President goes on leave. There's no way, it's not possible. But it seems at a formal level, the president is supposed to be on leave for 10 days. That's too much, even if it were possible. But it is not. And I remember the president of Estonia said to me, by law in Estonia, the president doesn't have leave, can't go on leave. I think we should make it law here. Just formalize what already obtains anyway. How do you go on leave? You need to be available almost around the clock. So I recognize the permanent secretary to the president and the deputy, and my former classmate at law school, Duma Boko. We come from way back. She was also my classmate at secondary school, Madiba Secondary, Mahalape. A lot of cattle were paraded here coming from that area. From Mokani, Dovedale, all those places. That's Mahalape. Recognize members of the diplomatic corps who are here. We appreciate your representation of your different countries. We relate with you cordially, warmly. We are desirous of maintaining those bonds of friendship, and that's why we spend time visiting your countries as well. Because those who grew up here will remember some song that was sung by a character called Johnny Mukhari. It says, we could do that. We could phone your presidents from here and do that kind of telephone love or telephone diplomacy. But we prefer to meet up physically, shake hands, so that when each one speaks to the other, you can listen even to the nuances of voice, the better to appreciate the interiority of the person you are talking to and appreciate how far you can go in the friendships you establish. So we'll continue to reach out, we'll continue to rely on you, and we appreciate the work that you do. So thank you very much. Heads of international organizations, we appreciate you too. Heads of security organs who are here, overtly and covertly. We see you. Where we can't see you, we feel you. And happily, we don't fear you. We feel safe. the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands and Agriculture, Ibineng, and all permanent secretaries who are here. I received a message in relation to Ray Ibineng just yesterday. I don't know what had happened. Somebody sent me a message and said, you know, this person, Kabelo Ibineng, is the kind of permanent secretary you need. I don't know what he had done to impress, but has given this message, and it's always heartwarming. So thank you very much for the work that you do. It is not going unappreciated. Board chairpersons and board members of all parastatals and farmers associations who are here. Farmers associations, recently we arranged a visit for some leaders in the farmers associations to go to Bangladesh to do some benchmarking. They went, they returned. I couldn't meet with them. I haven't met with them so far. I will soon. I'm told they were extremely thrilled and inspired, and they are fired up to transform agriculture. The CEO of APSA, Me Pekumo Hashani, the CEO of Phoenix Insurance, Mr. Carlson Chiso,